Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for gathering here today. It's an immense pleasure to share this moment with you, a moment dedicated to self-improvement and personal growth in our busy lives filled with endless tasks and responsibilities. It's vital to pause and reflect on our personal journey and the direction in which we are heading. Today we turn our focus inward on the very essence of what makes us capable of achieving greatness, focusing on ourselves. When we speak of focusing on oneself, we are not merely talking about self-care Sundays or indulging in temporary pleasures. We are talking about a deeper, more sustained practice of nurturing our personal growth and sharpening our focus towards the goals and dreams that light up our passion. Why is this important, you might ask? Because in the canvas of life, you are the artist, and your personal growth is the masterpiece you are continually painting. Each one of us carries within us a tremendous potential, a reservoir of capabilities and talents waiting to be tapped, yet often this potential remains just below the surface, untapped, unexplored, because we are too outwardly focused. We are consumed by the demands of the world, the immediate needs of others, and the daily grind that slowly erodes our time and energy. But imagine just for a moment what could be achieved if that energy were redirected, even partly, on improving ourselves, on honing our skills, on elevating our mindset. This inward focus is not a selfish act. Rather, it is a necessary step towards becoming more effective, more compassionate, and more equipped to contribute to the world around us. By focusing on our personal development, we not only enhance our own lives, but also impact those around us in positive, transformative ways. Today, let us explore how self-reflection, goal-setting discipline, consistency, and resilience, the pillars of personal development, can dramatically alter our lives. Let us see how these pillars not only support us in achieving our individual goals, but also how they collectively enhance our ability to thrive in any area of life. As we embark on this journey of self-improvement, let us dive into the profound world of self-reflection. This is the process where we turn the mirror inward to truly examine our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. It's about asking ourselves not just who we are, but who we want to be and how we can bridge that gap. Self-reflection is the bedrock of personal growth, serving as both a compass and a roadmap in our pursuit of excellence. Think of the great innovators and leaders who have shaped our world. What set them apart was not just their intelligence or resourcefulness, but their ability to reflect on their actions and decisions and adapt based on that introspection. Take the story of Thomas Edison, for instance. His quest to invent the electric light bulb was not just about solving a technical challenge. It was a journey of self-discovery and perseverance. Each failed attempt brought him closer to understanding not just the science behind the bulb, but also his own resilience and determination. Edison once famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset, a product of deep self-reflection, enabled him to continue where others might have given up. Or consider the story of Eleanor Roosevelt, a woman who transformed the role of a first lady, using her position to advocate for human rights, women's issues, and children's causes. Behind her public achievements was a private habit of deep reflection, which she maintained through regular entries in her diary. These personal writings helped her clarify her thoughts and emotions, guiding her actions and public declarations. It was through understanding her inner self that she found the strength to challenge societal norms and make a lasting impact on the world. Both Edison and Roosevelt's stories underscore a powerful truth. Self-reflection can catalyze profound personal growth and achievement. By understanding our own internal landscapes, we can make better decisions, grow more resilient, and chart a course that is true to our deepest values. Each moment of reflection is a step towards a more insightful, empowered self. Now, as we look to enhance our own lives through self-reflection, let us remember that this is not a passive activity. It requires courage, honesty, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. But the rewards are immense. By regularly engaging in this practice, we not only understand ourselves better, but are also able to project our authentic selves into the world, making genuine connections and achieving our true potential. Let us move forward with the resolve to reflect deeply, to understand ourselves better, and to mold our lives into masterpieces of personal achievement. As we harness the power of self-reflection, it naturally propels us towards another crucial aspect of personal development: setting clear, measurable, and achievable goals. The journey of 1,000 miles, as they say, begins with a single step, but it is equally important that we know in which direction to take that step. That's where goal setting comes into play, a practice not just of carving out your desired future, but also mapping the path to get there. Goals act as lighthouses, guiding us through the foggy seas of life's challenges and uncertainties. They provide focus amidst distractions and motivation during times of hardship. They are not just dreams or wishes. They are destinations for which we set a course. The clearer and more precise our goals, the more effectively we can direct our energies and resources towards achieving them. The art of setting goals is something that can be cultivated and mastered. It begins with the clarity of what you truly desire. A goal should be specific enough to be understood and acted upon. For instance, instead of saying, "I want to be successful," define what success looks like to you in concrete terms. Perhaps becoming the top salesperson in your company, writing a book, or achieving a fitness milestone. One effective technique for goal setting is the SMART criteria, where goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This framework ensures that goals are not just dreams, but are anchored in reality and accompanied by a deadline, providing both urgency and clarity. Let me share with you a story that illustrates the power of effective goal setting. Consider the journey of Katherine Johnson, the mathematician whose calculations of orbital mechanics were critical to the success of the first USS. Manned space flights. Johnson set a goal early in her career to make significant contributions to aeronautics. She didn't just wish to be part of NASA's mission. She meticulously planned her path through education, persistently overcoming the barriers of race and gender discrimination. Her goals were clear: excel in mathematics, contribute to science, and push the boundaries of human achievement. Each goal was a stepping stone that was precise and directed towards her ultimate achievements, which have left an indelible mark on science and history. Similarly, we can draw inspiration from the likes of Elon Musk, who, with a vision of the future that includes multi-planetary human existence, sets very bold goals. Musk's endeavors, such as SpaceX and Tesla, are outcomes of setting audacious, precise goals and tirelessly working towards them, despite numerous setbacks and the skepticism of critics. As we proceed, let us imbibe the spirit of these incredible achievers. Let's not just set goals, but set them wisely and execute them with determination. As you craft your goals, make them clear, make them bright, and place them where you can see them every day. This visibility will remind you of your purpose and keep you anchored no matter how rough the seas of life may become. Now let us move forward, prepared to face our challenges with a blueprint for success, inspired by the clarity of our visions and the precision of our goals. Having clear and precise goals propels us into the realm of actualization. And it is here that the twin virtues of discipline and consistency become our most reliable companions. Discipline, often seen as the backbone of success, isn't just about rigid schedules and stringent controls, but rather about self-mastery. It's about making decisions that align with our core values and long-term visions, rather than succumbing to fleeting desires or momentary impulses. Consistency, its close relative, involves repeatedly applying this discipline to form habits that pave the path to lasting success. The role of discipline in building character is profound. It molds us into individuals who can withstand the vicissitudes of life, pushing forward despite obstacles. Consistency in our efforts solidifies our capabilities, turning potential into expertise. Together, these traits forge a character capable of achieving remarkable feats. To embed discipline and consistency into your life, start with small, manageable changes that support your larger goals. It could be as simple as dedicating 15 minutes a day towards learning a new skill or exercising. What matters is not the magnitude of the action, but the fact that it is done consistently. Over time, these small actions accumulate and lead to significant growth. One of the luminaries in the field of personal development, Jim Rohn, exemplified discipline through his simple yet powerful philosophies. He famously said, "Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment." Ron's daily discipline of reading, writing, and speaking not only enriched his own life, but also empowered millions to improve theirs. His consistency in applying these simple habits day after day transformed them into a profound legacy. Another exemplary figure who embodies these virtues is Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian of all time. Phelps' extraordinary success in swimming is not merely a tale of talent, but a saga of disciplined practice and consistent effort. His grueling training schedule, involving multiple workouts per day over years, often skipping holidays and weekends, showcases the raw power of disciplined commitment. Let us take inspiration from these examples and incorporate disciplined consistency into our lives. Let this not be a mere exercise, but a commitment to ourselves, to transform our potential into reality, our dreams into achievements. Let us not waver in our resolve, for in discipline and consistency, we find the seeds of greatness. As we cultivate these seeds with care, let us move forward, ready to face the challenges that lie ahead, equipped with the tools of discipline and consistency that assure our success in any endeavor we undertake. As we embrace discipline and consistency, we naturally bolster our resilience, equipping ourselves to face and surmount the inevitable challenges and adversities life throws our way. Life, as it unfolds in its complexity, often tests our will and determination. Overcoming these tests requires not just strength, but strategies that transform obstacles into stepping stones. One powerful technique in overcoming challenges is to approach them with a mindset of growth and opportunity. Viewing challenges as catalysts for personal development changes the narrative from one of victimhood to one of empowerment. It encourages us to ask not, why is this happening to me? But what can I learn from this? This shift in perspective is crucial. It allows us to engage with our problems more constructively and with less fear, making us proactive rather than reactive. Another vital strategy is to break down overwhelming challenges into smaller, manageable parts. This approach helps in reducing the intimidation factor and increases our sense of control. Each small victory achieved in this manner not only brings us closer to overcoming the larger issue, but also builds our confidence and reinforces our resolve. Let's look at the inspiring story of Malala Yousafzai, a young woman who faced extreme adversity with remarkable courage and resilience. After surviving an assassination attempt by the Taliban, Malala didn't retreat from her advocacy for girls' education. Instead, she emerged stronger, turning her personal struggle into a global movement. Her journey highlights how resilience, fortified by a clear sense of purpose, can help us move through and rise above our circumstances. Similarly, consider the journey of Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison yet emerged not with bitterness, but with visions of peace and reconciliation. He once said, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." His life exemplifies the quintessence of resilience, turning profound personal and professional challenges into opportunities to lead by example, inspiring not just a nation, but the entire world. As we forge ahead in our journey, let us carry these stories close to our hearts. Let them remind us that no challenge is too great when met with resilience and a steadfast commitment to persevere. Challenges and adversities, after all, are not just barriers. They are the gateways to our most profound achievements and our greatest growth. With each challenge we overcome, we emerge stronger, wiser, and ever more determined to succeed. Let this knowledge propel us forward, ready to meet the next challenge with confidence and courage. As we reflect on our discussion today, we recognize the profound journey of personal growth that lies ahead for each of us. We've explored the essential pillars that build the foundation of a successful and fulfilling life. Understanding ourselves through self-reflection, setting clear and tangible goals, embracing the disciplines of consistency and resilience, and facing our challenges with courage and fortitude. Each of these components is not just a tool, but a stepping stone towards realizing our fullest potential. They are interconnected, each one reinforcing the other, creating a synergy that propels us forward towards our dreams and aspirations. The journey of personal growth is ongoing, a continuous cycle of reflection, action, and overcoming. Now, I encourage you, as we part ways today, to take a moment to commit to this journey. Start small if you must. Pick one area of personal growth to focus on, perhaps setting a specific, achievable goal for the next month or engaging in daily self-reflection to better understand your desires and fears. Whatever step you choose, let it be a step that leads you towards becoming the person you aspire to be. Remember, the road to personal development is paved with persistence and perseverance. There will be setbacks and days where progress seems all but invisible. However, it is on these days that our choices matter most. It is these choices that define our path and shape our destiny. Let us stride forward with a renewed sense of purpose, with a determination to apply what we have learned today, not just in moments of ease, but especially in times of challenge. Let us not be daunted by the scale of our ambitions, nor falter under the weight of temporary setbacks. Instead, let us rise, inspired by the stories of those who have walked this path before us, and emboldened by our own inner strength and the support of those around us. In closing, I leave you with this thus: the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step today, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. The path to personal excellence is within your grasp. Reach for it with both hands, hold it tightly, and forge ahead with the confidence of knowing that you are capable of extraordinary things. Thank you, and may your journey be enriching, enlightening, and above all, transformative. Go forth and focus on becoming the very best version of yourself. The difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who don't often comes down to a simple choice: focusing on growth or making excuses. Why choosing growth over excuses is not just a decision, but a lifestyle that can transform your life in ways you never imagined. Let's begin with a story that illustrates the power of this choice. There was once a young man named Alex who dreamed of becoming a successful entrepreneur. He had ideas, ambition, and the drive to succeed. But every time he faced a setback, he found himself making excuses. The market is not ready. He'd say, I don't have enough capital. He'd lament. No one understands my vision. He'd complain. For years, Alex remained stuck in this cycle of excuses. His dreams remained just that, dreams. Until one day, he met a mentor who changed his life with a simple question: what if, instead of making excuses, you focused on growing? This question hit Alex like a bolt of lightning. He realized that all the energy he'd been putting into crafting elaborate excuses could have been channeled into personal growth and problem solving. From that day forward, Alex made a commitment to focus on growth, not excuses. The change was remarkable. When he encountered obstacles, instead of making excuses, he asked himself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? He started reading voraciously, networking tirelessly, and constantly seeking feedback. Within a year, Alex had launched his first successful startup. Today, he's a respected business leader and mentor to aspiring entrepreneurs. Alex's story illustrates a fundamental truth. Growth and excuses cannot coexist. Every time you make an excuse, you are choosing to remain stagnant. Every time you choose growth, you are taking a step towards your goals. But what exactly does it mean to focus on growth? It means embracing a mindset that sees challenges as opportunities, failures as lessons, and change as a chance to evolve. It means committing to continuous learning, self-improvement, and personal development. Every great achievement in human history has been the result of growth, not excuses. Did Thomas Edison make excuses when his first 1,000 attempts at creating the light bulb failed? No. He famously said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. That's the growth mindset in action. When you focus on growth, you take responsibility for your life. You stop blaming circumstances, other people, or bad luck for your failures. Instead, you ask yourself, what can I do differently? How can I improve? This shift in mindset is transformative. It turns problems into challenges, obstacles into opportunities, and setbacks into setups for comebacks. It's the difference between saying, I can't do this because, and asking, how can I make this happen? Growth-minded individuals don't shy away from challenges. They see them as opportunities to learn and improve. When you encounter a difficult situation, instead of making excuses, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? Setbacks are inevitable in any worthwhile endeavor. The growth mindset views setbacks not as failures, but as feedback. It's valuable information that can guide your next steps. Growth-minded people understand that mastery comes through effort. They don't expect instant results. Instead, they commit to the process of improvement, knowing that consistent effort leads to growth. Instead of getting defensive or making excuses when faced with criticism, those with a growth mindset see it as an opportunity to improve. They actively seek feedback and use it to refine their approach. Rather than feeling threatened by the success of others, growth-minded individuals find inspiration in it. They ask, what can I learn from their journey? Every excuse you make is a brick in the wall that stands between you and your goals. Every time you choose growth over excuses, you are dismantling that wall, brick by brick. But how do we practically implement this growth mindset in our daily lives? Number one, practice self-awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts and reactions. When you catch yourself making an excuse, pause. Ask yourself, is this excuse serving me or is it holding me back? Number two, reframe challenges. Instead of seeing challenges as insurmountable obstacles, view them as opportunities to learn and grow. Ask yourself, what skills can I develop by overcoming this challenge? Number three, set growth goals. Alongside your performance goals, set growth goals. These could be learning new skills, developing new habits, or overcoming personal limitations. Number four, seek feedback. Actively ask for feedback from colleagues, mentors, friends, and family. Create an environment where people feel comfortable giving you honest feedback. Number five, celebrate effort, not just results. While results are important, focusing solely on outcomes can lead to a fixed mindset. Celebrate the effort you put in, the lessons you learn, the progress you make, regardless of the immediate outcome. Number six, practice resilience. Develop your ability to bounce back from setbacks. Remember, resilience is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Number seven, cultivate curiosity. Stay curious about the world around you. Ask questions, explore new ideas, and never stop learning. And last, number eight, is surround yourself with growth-minded individuals. The people we spend time with have a significant impact on our mindset. Surround yourself with individuals who inspire you to grow. Self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth. It's the ability to recognize and understand your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. When you are self-aware, you can catch yourself in the act of making excuses and redirect your energy towards growth. By paying close attention to your inner dialogue. When faced with a challenge, what's your immediate reaction? Do you start listing reasons why you can't do something, or do you begin brainstorming solutions? If you find yourself leaning towards excuses, don't judge yourself harshly. Instead, gently redirect your thoughts towards a growth-oriented perspective. One effective way to develop self-awareness is through mindfulness practices. This could be meditation, journaling, or simply taking a few minutes each day to reflect on your thoughts and actions. The goal is to create a space between stimulus and response, allowing you to choose growth over excuses consciously. Reframing is a powerful cognitive tool that can transform your perception of challenges. Instead of viewing obstacles as insurmountable barriers, see them as opportunities for growth and learning. For example, if you are faced with a difficult project at work, instead of thinking, this is too hard, I can't do it, reframe it as, this project will stretch my abilities and help me develop new skills. This shift in perspective not only makes the challenge less daunting, but also motivates you to tackle it head-on. Reframing challenges also involves looking for the silver lining in difficult situations. Even when things don't go as planned, there's always something to be learned. Train yourself to ask, what's the opportunity here? Or how can this setback make me stronger? While performance goals are important, they often focus solely on outcomes. Growth goals, on the other hand, focus on the process of improvement. They encourage you to develop new skills, acquire knowledge, and push your boundaries. For instance, instead of setting a goal to get a promotion, you might set a growth goal to develop leadership skills by taking on more team projects and attending leadership workshops. This approach not only increases your chances of getting the promotion, but also ensures you are growing regardless of the immediate outcome. When setting growth goals, make them specific, measurable, and time-bound. Instead of saying, I want to become a better public speaker, set a goal like, I will give a presentation at least once a month and seek feedback from 3 colleagues after each presentation. Remember, the purpose of growth goals is not just to achieve a specific outcome, but to become a better version of yourself in the process. Feedback is a crucial tool for growth, yet many people shy away from it, fearing criticism. However, those with a growth mindset actively seek feedback, recognizing it as valuable information that can guide their improvement. Create opportunities for feedback in your personal and professional life. After completing a project, Ask your colleagues or supervisors for their honest opinion on your performance. In your personal relationships, encourage open communication about areas where you can improve. When receiving feedback, listen with an open mind. Resist the urge to become defensive or make excuses. Instead, thank the person for their input and ask clarifying questions to ensure you understand their perspective fully. In a world that often focuses on outcomes, it's easy to overlook the importance of effort. However, celebrating effort is crucial for maintaining a growth mindset. When you acknowledge the work you put in, regardless of the immediate result, you reinforce the value of perseverance and continuous improvement. This does not mean ignoring results altogether. Rather, it means recognizing that effort is the path to mastery. When you face a setback, instead of making excuses or feeling discouraged, celebrate the effort you put in and consider what you learned from the experience. For example, if you didn't get the job you applied for, instead of making excuses like they probably wanted someone younger, celebrate the effort you put into preparing for the interview and reflect on what you learned from the process. This approach keeps you focused on growth and improvement rather than getting stuck in a cycle of excuses and self-doubt. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, and it's a crucial component of a growth mindset. Resilient individuals don't make excuses when things go wrong. They adapt, learn, and keep moving forward. Building resilience involves developing a realistic optimism. This means acknowledging the reality of difficult situations while maintaining the belief that you have the capacity to overcome them. It's about saying, "This is tough, but I can handle it," rather than, "This is impossible." One way to build resilience is through the practice of reframing negative self-talk. When you catch yourself thinking, "I can't do this," reframe it to, "I can't do this yet, but I am learning." This simple shift keeps you focused on growth and possibility rather than limitations. Another key aspect of resilience is learning to view failures as temporary and specific rather than permanent and pervasive. When you face a setback, remind yourself that it's just one event, not a reflection of your entire life or abilities. Curiosity is the engine of growth. When you are curious, you are naturally inclined to learn, explore, and seek out new experiences. This attitude is the antithesis of making excuses, as it propels you towards growth rather than keeping you stuck. Cultivate curiosity by asking questions even about things you think you already understand. Approach familiar situations with fresh eyes, wondering what new insights you might gain. Read widely, explore diverse perspectives, and engage in conversations with people who have different experiences and viewpoints from your own. Curiosity also involves being open to new experiences and willing to step out of your comfort zone. Instead of making excuses to avoid unfamiliar situations, approach them with a sense of wonder and a desire to learn. The people we spend time with have a profound impact on our mindset and behavior. If you are constantly around people who make excuses and avoid challenges, it's easy to fall into the same patterns. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with growth-minded individuals, their attitude becomes contagious. Seek out mentors, colleagues, and friends who embody a growth mindset. These are people who embrace challenges, persist in the face of setbacks, see effort as the path to mastery, learn from criticism, and find lessons and inspiration in the success of others. However, this does not mean cutting ties with everyone who does not exhibit a growth mindset. Instead, try to be a positive influence on those around you. Share what you are learning about growth mindset and lead by example. Your commitment to growth might inspire others to adopt a similar attitude. A growth mindset can be a game changer in your professional life. Instead of making excuses for why you can't get that promotion or land your dream job, focus on growing the skills and knowledge you need to achieve your goals. For example, if you are passed over for a promotion, instead of making excuses like, "My boss does not like me," or "I'm just not lucky," ask for feedback on areas where you can improve. Use this information to create a development plan for yourself. Take on challenging projects, volunteer for leadership roles, or pursue additional training or education. Relationships, whether personal or professional, can greatly benefit from a growth mindset. Instead of making excuses for relationship problems or blaming others, focus on how you can grow and improve your interpersonal skills. For instance, if you find yourself in frequent conflicts with a coworker, instead of making excuses like, They are just difficult to work with. Consider how you can improve your communication or conflict resolution skills. Take responsibility for your part in the dynamic and focus on what you can change. In personal relationships, a growth mindset can help you navigate challenges and deepen your connections. Instead of making excuses for why you can't understand your partner or friend, commit to growing in empathy and active listening skills. When it comes to health and fitness, excuses are all too common. I don't have time to exercise. I can't resist junk food. I am just not athletic. But with a growth mindset, these excuses transform into opportunities for improvement. Instead of saying, I don't have time to exercise, ask yourself, how can I make time for my health? This might lead you to wake up earlier, optimize your schedule, or find ways to incorporate movement into your daily routine. Rather than saying, I can't resist junk food, reframe it as, I am learning to make healthier food choices. Focus on developing your nutritional knowledge and cooking skills. Celebrate small victories, like choosing a healthy snack over junk food, and view setbacks as opportunities to learn about your habits and triggers. Remember, health and fitness are journeys, not destinations. With a growth mindset, every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Personal development is perhaps where a growth mindset can have the most profound impact. Instead of making excuses for why you can't learn a new skill, change a habit, or achieve a personal goal, focus on the process of growth and improvement. For example, if you have always wanted to learn a new language but keep making excuses like I am too old or I am not good at languages, shift your focus to growth. Start with small achievables like learning 5 new words a day. Celebrate your progress, no matter how slow it might seem. Remember, the goal is not just to learn a language, but to become someone who embraces challenges and persists in the face of difficulty. Creativity thrives on a growth mindset. Many people make excuses for why they are not creative, saying things like, I am just not the creative type, or I don't have any good ideas. But creativity is a skill that can be developed with practice and the right mindset. Instead of making excuses, focus on growing your creative abilities. This might involve exposing yourself to new experiences, learning new skills, or simply giving yourself permission to experiment and make mistakes. Remember, creativity is not about being perfect. It's about exploration, expression, and growth. When it comes to finances, it's easy to fall into the trap of making excuses. I don't make enough money. I'm not good with numbers. The economy is bad. But with a growth mindset, these excuses transform into opportunities for learning and improvement. Instead of saying, I don't make enough money, ask yourself, how can I increase my earning potential? This might lead you to develop new skills, seek additional education, or explore entrepreneurial opportunities. Rather than saying, I am not good with numbers, commit to improving your financial literacy. There are countless resources available to help you learn about budgeting, investing, and managing your finances. Every step you take to educate yourself is a step towards financial growth. Remember, financial success is not just about how much you earn, but how you manage and grow what you have. With a growth mindset, every financial decision becomes an opportunity to learn and improve. Fear often leads to excuses. I can't start my own business because it's too risky. I can't speak in public because I am too nervous. I can't travel alone because it's too scary. But with a growth mindset, these fears become challenges to overcome rather than barriers to hide behind. Instead of making excuses, focus on growing your courage and resilience. Start small. If public speaking terrifies you, begin by speaking up more in meetings or joining a public speaking club. If you are afraid of traveling alone, start with short solo trips to nearby cities before venturing abroad. Each small step builds your confidence and expands your comfort zone. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear. It's the willingness to act despite fear. With a growth mindset, you see each scary situation as an opportunity to develop your bravery and resilience. Over time, you will find yourself capable of things you once thought impossible. Change is inevitable, yet many people resist it, making excuses like, I am too set in my ways, or things are fine as they are. However, those with a growth mindset see change as an opportunity for growth and innovation. Instead of resisting change, embrace it as a chance to learn and adapt. When faced with a new technology at work, instead of making excuses about being too old to learn, Approach it with curiosity. Ask questions, experiment, and view the learning process as an exciting challenge rather than a burden. In your personal life, be open to changing your routines and habits. Try new hobbies, meet new people, or explore new places. Each new experience is a chance to grow and discover new aspects of yourself. Procrastination often goes hand in hand with excuse making. I work better under pressure, or I am waiting for the perfect time, are common refrains. But those with a growth mindset understand that progress is more important than perfection. Instead of making excuses, focus on taking small, consistent actions. Break large tasks into smaller, manageable steps. Celebrate each completed step as a victory, no matter how small. Remember, growth happens through consistent effort over time, not through sporadic bursts of activity. If you find yourself procrastinating, ask yourself what you are afraid of. Often, procrastination is rooted in fear of failure or perfectionism. Reframe these fears as opportunities for growth. Remind yourself that mistakes and imperfections are part of the learning process. Emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage your emotions and those of others, is crucial for personal and professional success. Yet many people make excuses for their lack of emotional control or empathy, saying things like, "That's just how I am," or "I can't help how I feel." With a growth mindset, you recognize that emotional intelligence can be developed and improved. Start by practicing self-awareness. Pay attention to your emotional reactions and try to understand their root causes. When you find yourself reacting negatively, pause and ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? How can I respond more constructively? Practice empathy by actively listening to others and trying to see situations from their perspective. This does not mean you always have to agree, but it helps you respond with understanding rather than judgment. Developing emotional intelligence is a lifelong journey. Each interaction is an opportunity to grow and improve your emotional skills. Innovation does not just happen in tech startups or research labs. It's a mindset that can be applied to any aspect of life. Yet many people shy away from innovative thinking, making excuses like, "That's not how we do things," or "It probably won't work anyway." Those with a growth mindset, however, see every problem as an opportunity for innovation. They are not afraid to question the status quo or propose unconventional solutions. They understand that not every idea will succeed, but each attempt is a learning opportunity. Cultivate an innovative mindset by regularly challenging your assumptions. Ask why and what if. Encourage yourself to think beyond conventional solutions. Remember, some of the world's most groundbreaking innovations came from people who refused to accept the limitations others saw as fixed. Life inevitably brings challenges and setbacks. It's easy to make excuses and give up when things get tough. "It's too hard," "I am not strong enough," or "It's not fair," are common excuses. But those with a growth mindset see adversity as an opportunity to build resilience. Instead of making excuses, focus on developing your ability to bounce back from setbacks. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? Remember, resilience is not about avoiding difficulty. It's about learning to recover and grow from it. Practice self-compassion when things don't go as planned. Treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a good friend facing a similar situation. This does not mean making excuses for yourself, but rather acknowledging the difficulty while encouraging yourself to keep going. In today's rapidly changing world, continuous learning is more important than ever. Yet many people stop actively learning after formal education, making excuses like, "I am too busy," or "I am too old to learn new things." Those with a growth mindset, however, see learning as a lifelong adventure. They are constantly seeking new knowledge and skills, not just for practical reasons, but for the joy of growth itself. Cultivate a love of learning by exploring topics that genuinely interest you. Read widely, take online courses, attend workshops, or learn new skills through platforms like YouTube or podcasts. Remember, learning does not have to be formal or structured. Every new experience, every conversation, every challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. The choice between focusing on growth and making excuses is one we face every day in every aspect of our lives. It's a choice that shapes not just our actions, but our entire approach to life. Choosing growth over excuses is not always easy. It requires courage to face our fears and weaknesses. It demands persistence to keep going when things get tough. It calls for humility to acknowledge that we don't know everything and that there's always room for improvement. But the rewards of this choice are immeasurable. When you focus on growth, you unlock your potential in ways you never thought possible. You become more resilient, more adaptable, more creative. You develop deeper, more meaningful relationships. You achieve goals that once seemed out of reach. Choosing growth over excuses does not just benefit you. It positively impacts everyone around you. Your growth mindset can inspire others, creating a ripple effect of positive change in your family, workplace, and community. Right now, in this moment, you can make the decision to focus on growth. You can choose to see challenges as opportunities, criticism as feedback, and effort as the path to mastery. You can decide to cultivate curiosity, build resilience, and embrace lifelong learning. This decision won't magically solve all your problems or instantly transform your life. Growth is a process, often a challenging one. There will be setbacks and moments of doubt. There will be times when the temptation to fall back on excuses is strong. But each time you choose growth over excuses, you are building momentum. You are developing habits and mindsets that will serve you well in every area of your life. You are becoming a stronger, more capable, more resilient version of yourself. From this moment forward, commit to focusing on growth, not excuses. When faced with a challenge, ask, how can I grow from this? When tempted to make an excuse, ask, what's the growth opportunity here? When you fail, ask, what can I learn from this? Remember, the greatest project you will ever work on is yourself. Invest in your growth, nurture your potential, cultivate your skills. For in doing so, you are not just improving your own life, you are contributing to the growth and betterment of the world around you. Thank you. Finding happiness amid stress is one of the most valuable skills you can develop in life. We all face stress daily, whether it's from our jobs, family responsibilities, or personal challenges. Yet amidst this whirlwind of pressures, there lies a path to genuine happiness. The key is not to eliminate stress, for that is nearly impossible, but to find ways to thrive despite it. Happiness is not a destination. It is a state of mind that we can cultivate even when life throws its toughest challenges our way. Imagine, if you will, a ship navigating through a storm. The waves crash, the wind howls, yet the ship remains steady, guided by a skilled captain. In this metaphor, you are the captain of your life, and your ability to find happiness amid stress is your navigation skill. Stress, in its essence, is our body's natural response to demands and pressures. It can be triggered by both positive and negative experiences. Acute stress is a short-term response to immediate threats, while chronic stress is the result of ongoing pressures. Impact of stress on our lives is profound. It affects our physical health, mental well-being, and overall quality of life. Chronic stress can lead to serious health issues such as heart disease, hypertension, and depression. However, understanding stress and recognizing its signs is the first step toward managing it effectively. Why is it important to find happiness amid stress? Simply put, happiness is a fundamental aspect of a fulfilling life. It boosts our immune system, improves our relationships, and enhances our overall well-being. When we find happiness, we become more resilient, better equipped to handle life's challenges, and more capable of achieving our goals. Today, I want to share with you practical strategies and insights that will help you navigate the stormy seas of stress and find joy even in the most unexpected places. Explore how to understand stress, shift our mindset, practice gratitude, manage our time effectively, build resilience, maintain our physical well-being, and utilize mindfulness and relaxation techniques. Each of these strategies will be your tools, your compass, guiding you toward a happier and more balanced life. Imagine a moment when you felt overwhelmed, the weight of stress pressing down on you. Now imagine that same moment, but with a sense of calm and clarity. You feel empowered, capable of handling anything that comes your way. This is the transformation we are aiming for. By implementing these strategies, you will be able to turn stressful situations into opportunities for growth and happiness. Remember that finding happiness in stress is a journey. It requires patience, practice, and a willingness to change. But with determination and the right tools, you can achieve a state of happiness that will sustain you through life's ups and downs. So let's embark on this journey together and discover the path to a happier, more fulfilling life, regardless of the stresses we face. To truly understand how to find happiness amid stress, we must first comprehend what stress is. Stress, in its simplest form, is our body's reaction to any demand or challenge. It is a natural response that can trigger both positive and negative emotions. Stress can push us to achieve great things, but it can also overwhelm us if not managed properly. There are different types of stress that we encounter in our lives. Acute stress is short-term and often occurs in response to immediate threats or pressures. For example, you might feel acute stress when you have a tight deadline at work or when you're preparing for an important presentation. It's a brief surge of adrenaline that heightens your senses and prepares your body to face the challenge. On the other hand, chronic stress is long-term and arises from ongoing pressures that seem never-ending. This type of stress can stem from persistent work demands, financial difficulties, or relationship problems. Unlike acute stress, which can be motivating in small doses, chronic stress can wear you down over time, leading to serious health issues if not addressed. The impact of stress on our lives is significant. Physically, it can manifest as headaches, muscle tension, fatigue, and even heart disease. Mentally, stress can cause anxiety, depression, and a lack of focus. It can affect our relationships, making us irritable and less patient with those we care about. When stress becomes chronic, it can feel like a heavy weight that we carry with us everywhere we go. Let me share a story with you to illustrate how stress can be managed and overcome. Several years ago, I was working on a major project with a tight deadline. The pressure was immense, and I could feel the stress building up. I was losing sleep. My productivity was suffering, and I felt overwhelmed. It seemed like there was no way out. One evening, as I sat at my desk, I realized I needed to take a step back and reassess the situation. I remembered a piece of advice I had once received. Break the problem down into manageable parts. Instead of focusing on the entire project, I decided to tackle one small task at a time. This approach made the workload seem less daunting and allowed me to make steady progress. I felt a sense of accomplishment that boosted my confidence and reduced my stress. I also made sure to take short breaks to clear my mind and relax. The simple shift in my approach made a world of difference. Not only did I meet the deadline, but I also felt more in control and less stressed. This experience taught me an invaluable lesson about stress management. By breaking down overwhelming tasks into smaller, manageable steps, we can reduce the pressure we feel and make progress without becoming paralyzed by stress. It also highlighted the importance of taking breaks and allowing ourselves time to recharge. Understanding stress and its impact on our lives is the first step towards managing it effectively. By recognizing the signs of stress and understanding its sources, we can take proactive steps to mitigate its effects. Whether it's through breaking tasks into smaller steps, taking regular breaks, or seeking support from others, there are strategies we can use to navigate through stressful situations and find happiness. Remember that stress is a natural part of life. It's not something to be feared, but something to be understood and managed. By equipping ourselves with the right tools and mindset, we can turn stress into an ally that drives us towards our goals and enhances our overall well-being. How shifting our mindset can transform the way we experience stress and open the door to happiness even in the most challenging times. Finding happiness amidst stress. It's crucial to understand the role of perspective in managing stress. The way we perceive our challenges can significantly influence how we respond to them. Our mindset acts as a lens through which we view the world. And by shifting this lens, we can transform our experience of stress into something positive and manageable. Imagine you're driving down a road and suddenly you encounter a massive boulder blocking your path. If you focus solely on the obstacle, it can seem insurmountable, leading to feelings of frustration and helplessness. However, if you shift your perspective and see the boulder as an opportunity to explore a new path or to learn something new, the situation changes entirely. This is the power of a positive mindset. A positive mindset can transform stress by altering how we interpret and react to stressful situations. When we approach stress with a positive attitude, we see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than threats. This shift in perception not only reduces the negative impact of stress, but also empowers us to take proactive steps to overcome it. So how can we shift our mindset to view stress in a more positive light? Here are some practical steps. Firstly, practice gratitude. Every day, take a moment to reflect on the things you are thankful for. This simple practice can shift your focus from what's wrong in your life to what's right, fostering a more positive outlook. Start by writing down 3 things you're grateful for each morning. It could be something as simple as a sunny day, a supportive friend, or a small accomplishment at work. Over time, this habit can train your brain to focus on the positive aspects of your life. Second, reframe your thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking negatively about a stressful situation, pause and reframe those thoughts. Instead of saying, I can't handle this, tell yourself, this is challenging, but I can find a way through it. By consciously changing your self-talk, you can alter your emotional response to stress. Third, visualize success. Take a few minutes each day to visualize yourself successfully managing and overcoming stressful situations. Picture yourself calm, confident, and capable. This mental rehearsal can help build the confidence and resilience needed to face real-life challenges. Let me share a story that illustrates the power of a mindset shift. A few years ago, I met a young entrepreneur who was struggling to keep his business afloat. The stress was overwhelming, and he felt like giving up. One day, we sat down and talked about his situation. I encouraged him to see his challenges not as roadblocks, but as learning opportunities. We discussed the practical steps he could take to address his issues and how he could learn from each setback. He took this advice to heart and began to shift his mindset. Instead of viewing each obstacle as a failure, he started to see them as valuable lessons. He practiced gratitude daily, reframed his negative thoughts, and visualized his success. Over time, this positive mindset transformed his approach to business. He became more resilient, more innovative, and more confident in his ability to handle stress. Within a year, his business began to thrive. He had turned his perspective around, and in doing so, he had changed his reality. What once seemed like insurmountable stress had become a series of stepping stones to success. This example demonstrates that while we cannot always control the external circumstances that cause stress, we can control how we respond to them. By adopting a positive mindset and taking practical steps to shift our perspective, we can transform stress into a powerful catalyst for growth and happiness. As we navigate through life's challenges, one of the most powerful tools we can use to find happiness is gratitude. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have. And this simple shift in perspective can make a profound difference in our lives. When we practice gratitude, we train our minds to recognize and appreciate the positive aspects of our experiences, even in the midst of stress. The power of gratitude lies in its ability to transform our mindset. When we are grateful, we are less likely to dwell on negative thoughts and more likely to find joy in everyday moments. Gratitude fosters a sense of contentment and well-being, which can counterbalance the effects of stress. It helps us to see our challenges as opportunities for growth and learning rather than insurmountable obstacles. Incorporating gratitude into our daily lives can be done in several simple yet effective ways. One of the most common techniques is to keep a gratitude journal. Each day, take a few minutes to write down 3 things you're grateful for. These can be big or small. Anything from a beautiful sunrise to a supportive friend. The act of writing these down helps to reinforce positive thinking and creates a record of positive experiences that you can reflect on during tough times. Another technique is to express gratitude to others. Take the time to thank the people in your life who have made a positive impact on you. Whether it's a colleague, a family member, or a friend, expressing your appreciation can strengthen your relationships and spread positivity. A simple thank you note or heartfelt conversation can go a long way in fostering a culture of gratitude. Mindfulness is another powerful tool for practicing gratitude. Take a few moments each day to sit quietly and reflect on the good things in your life. Focus on your breathing and allow yourself to feel a deep sense of appreciation for all that you have. This practice can help center your mind and reduce stress, bringing a sense of calm and contentment. Let me share with you some real-life stories of people who use gratitude to find happiness during stressful times. One of them is about a woman named Sarah who was going through a difficult period in her life. She was dealing with a demanding job, family issues, and financial strain. The stress was overwhelming, and she felt like she was losing control. Sarah decided to start a gratitude journal as a way to cope with her stress. Each night before bed, she would write down 3 things she was grateful for. At first, it was challenging to find things to be thankful for, but gradually, she began to notice more and more positive aspects of her life. She started appreciating the small moments of joy, like a warm cup of coffee in the morning or a kind word from a colleague. Over time, Sarah's outlook on life changed. She felt more optimistic and resilient, even when faced with stressful situations. The practice of gratitude helped her to focus on the positive and find happiness in the midst of her challenges. Another story is about a man named John, who had recently lost his job. The financial stress and uncertainty about the future were taking a toll on him. John decided to volunteer at a local food bank to keep himself busy and give back to the community. Through this experience, he met many people who were facing even greater challenges than his own. Volunteering helped John to put his situation into perspective and realize how much he still had to be grateful for. He found joy in helping others and gained a sense of purpose. His shift in focus from his problems to the act of giving back helped John to manage his stress and find happiness despite his circumstances. These stories illustrate that gratitude is a powerful antidote to stress. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we can cultivate a positive mindset that enables us to find happiness even in difficult times. As we continue to explore ways to find happiness amid stress, it's essential to recognize the significant role that effective time management and organization play in reducing stress. When we manage our time, well, we feel more in control of our lives, and this sense of control is crucial for maintaining a positive mindset. By organizing our tasks and prioritizing our responsibilities, we can create a balanced schedule that allows us to achieve our goals without feeling overwhelmed. Time management is about making the best use of the time we have. It's about setting priorities and focusing on the tasks that matter most. When we fail to manage our time effectively, we often find ourselves scrambling to meet deadlines, juggling multiple responsibilities, and feeling stressed as a result. But with proper time management, we can reduce stress and increase our productivity and overall happiness. One of the first strategies for better time management is to set clear goals. Knowing what you want to achieve gives you a direction and purpose. Once you have set your goals, break them down into smaller, manageable tasks. This makes the tasks less daunting and allows you to make steady progress. A helpful technique is to use a to-do list. Each morning, make a list of the tasks you need to complete that day. Prioritize the tasks based on their importance and urgency. Tackle the most critical task first, and then move on to the less urgent ones. This way, you ensure that the most important tasks are completed and you avoid the stress of last-minute rushes. Another effective strategy is to use time blocks. Allocate specific blocks of time for different activities throughout your day. For example, set aside time for focused work, meetings, breaks, and personal activities. By structuring your day in this way, you can maintain a balance between work and relaxation, preventing burnout and reducing stress. Consider the importance of decluttering your workspace. A cluttered environment can lead to a cluttered mind, making it difficult to focus and increasing stress. Take a few minutes each day to tidy up your workspace, organize your documents, clear unnecessary items, and create a clean and orderly environment. This simple practice can significantly enhance your productivity and reduce stress. Creating a balanced schedule is also vital for effective time management. Ensure that your schedule includes time for work, rest, and leisure activities. Overworking can lead to burnout and increased stress, while taking time to relax and recharge can boost your overall well-being and happiness. Schedule regular breaks throughout your day to stretch, take a walk, or simply relax. These breaks can help you maintain your energy levels and stay focused. Let me share a personal story about how time management transformed my life. Several years ago, I was juggling multiple projects, and the stress was taking a toll on my health and happiness. I felt like I was constantly racing against the clock, trying to meet deadlines and fulfill my responsibilities. It seemed like there were never enough hours in the day. One day, a mentor advised me to take a step back and reevaluate how I was managing my time. I realized that I was spending a lot of time on low priority tasks while neglecting the more important ones. I decided to implement some of the time management strategies we've discussed today. I started by setting clear goals and breaking them down into smaller tasks. I created a daily to-do list and prioritized my tasks based on their importance. I also began using time blocks to structure my day and schedule regular breaks to recharge. The impact was remarkable. I felt more in control of my time, and the stress began to lift. I was able to complete my tasks more efficiently and had more time for the activities I enjoyed. My productivity increased, and so did my overall happiness. This experience taught me the immense value of effective time management and organization. Incorporating these time management strategies into your daily routine can make a significant difference in your ability to handle stress and find happiness. Continuing our journey toward finding happiness amidst stress, let's explore the vital role of resilience. Resilience is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties and adapt in the face of adversity. It is a crucial skill for coping with stress, as it enables us to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward with determination and optimism. When we are resilient, we view challenges as temporary obstacles rather than insurmountable barriers. This perspective helps us maintain a positive outlook, even in the most trying times. Resilience does not mean that we do not experience stress or hardship. Rather, that it means that we have the inner strength to overcome these difficulties and emerge stronger. Building resilience involves developing certain habits and mindsets that support our ability to cope with stress. One key technique is to cultivate a sense of purpose. When we have a clear sense of what we want to achieve and why it matters to us, we are more motivated to push through challenges. Setting meaningful goals gives us direction and helps us stay focused, even when the going gets tough. Another technique to strengthen resilience is to nurture a positive self-view. This involves recognizing our strengths and achievements, no matter how small they may seem. By focusing on our successes and the progress we have made, we can build confidence in our ability to handle future challenges. It's important to remind ourselves that we have overcome difficulties before and that we have the resources to do so again. Developing strong social connections is also crucial for resilience. Having a supportive network of friends, family, and colleagues can provide us with encouragement and practical help when we need it most. Don't hesitate to reach out to others for support and be willing to offer your support in return. Building these connections creates a sense of community and shared strength, which can be incredibly empowering. Let me share with you some examples of resilient individuals who found happiness despite stress. One such individual is J.K. Rowling, the renowned author of the Harry Potter series. Before her success, she faced numerous rejections from publishers, financial struggles, and personal hardships. Despite these challenges, she remained resilient, believing in her story and her ability to succeed. Her persistence paid off, and she ultimately created one of the most beloved literary series in history. Rowling's story is a testament to the power of resilience and the importance of never giving up on your dreams. Another example is Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison during his fight against apartheid in South Africa. Despite the immense stress and hardship he faced, Mandela remained resilient, holding on to his vision of a free and equal society. His unwavering resilience not only sustained him through his imprisonment, but also inspired millions around the world. Mandela's ability to find purpose and maintain hope in the face of extreme adversity exemplifies the strength of the human spirit. These stories illustrate that resilience is not about avoiding stress, but about facing it head-on and finding ways to overcome it. By developing a sense of purpose, nurturing a positive self-view, and building strong social connections, we can enhance our resilience and navigate life's challenges with greater ease. Reflect on how physical well-being plays a critical role in managing stress. Maintaining good physical health through regular exercise, proper nutrition, and adequate sleep can significantly boost our resilience and overall happiness. By taking care of our bodies, we equip ourselves with the energy and strength needed to face stress head-on and thrive in all areas of our lives. Incorporating these strategies into your daily routine can make a profound difference in your ability to cope with stress and find happiness. Remember, resilience is not a trait that we are born with, but a skill that we can develop and strengthen over time. By embracing these techniques, you can build a resilient mindset that will serve you well throughout your life's journey. The art of finding happiness amid stress. It is essential to recognize the profound connection between our physical well-being and stress levels. Our bodies and minds are intricately linked, and maintaining good physical health is crucial for managing stress effectively. When we take care of our bodies, we equip ourselves with the energy and resilience needed to face life's challenges head-on. One of the most impactful ways to reduce stress is through regular exercise. Physical activity releases endorphins, often referred to as feel-good hormones, which help to elevate our mood and reduce feelings of anxiety and depression. Exercise also improves our physical health, enhancing our strength, endurance, and overall fitness. This boost in physical health can translate to greater confidence and a more positive outlook on life. Incorporating regular exercise into our daily routine doesn't have to be complicated. Even simple activities like walking, jogging, or practicing yoga can make a significant difference. The key is consistency. By making exercise a regular part of our lives, we can create a positive cycle where physical activity reduces stress. And reduced stress makes us more inclined to stay active. Proper nutrition is another cornerstone of physical well-being and stress management. What we eat has a direct impact on how we feel. A balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains provides the essential nutrients our bodies need to function optimally. On the other hand, a diet high in processed foods, sugars, and unhealthy fats can lead to feelings of sluggishness and increased stress. To maintain proper nutrition, focus on consuming a variety of nutrient-dense foods. Hydration is equally important. Drinking plenty of water throughout the day helps to keep our bodies and minds functioning at their best. By nourishing our bodies with the right foods and staying hydrated, we can improve our mental clarity, energy levels, and overall mood, making it easier to cope with stress. Adequate sleep is perhaps one of the most critical yet often overlooked aspects of physical well-being. Sleep is the body's natural way of recovering and rejuvenating. During sleep, our bodies repair tissues, consolidate memories, and regulate hormones. Lack of sleep can lead to increased stress, impaired cognitive function, and a weakened immune system. To ensure we get enough rest, it is important to establish a consistent sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at the same time each day helps to regulate our internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up refreshed. Creating a relaxing bedtime routine, such as reading a book or practicing meditation, can also signal to our bodies that it is time to wind down. Let me share a personal story that highlights the benefits of prioritizing physical well-being. A few years ago, I found myself in a particularly stressful period. I was working long hours, neglecting my diet, and not getting enough sleep. The stress was taking a toll on my health, and I knew something had to change. I decided to make my physical health a priority. I began by incorporating regular exercise into my routine, starting with short daily walks and gradually increasing my activity level. I also made a conscious effort to improve my diet, choosing whole foods over processed ones and drinking plenty of water. Most importantly, I committed to getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. The transformation was remarkable. Within a few weeks, I noticed a significant reduction in my stress levels. I felt more energetic, focused, and resilient. The combination of regular exercise, proper nutrition, and adequate sleep had a profound impact on my overall well-being. I was better equipped to handle stress, and my outlook on life became more positive. This experience reinforced the importance of physical well-being in managing stress. By taking care of our bodies, we can enhance our ability to cope with life's challenges and find happiness even in difficult times. It's essential to explore the powerful tools of mindfulness and relaxation techniques. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and engaged in the moment without judgment. It allows us to observe our thoughts and feelings from a distance, rather than getting caught up in them. This awareness helps us to respond to stress with clarity and calmness, rather than react impulsively. The benefits of mindfulness are profound. By focusing on the present moment, we can reduce anxiety and stress, improve our concentration, and enhance our overall well-being. Mindfulness helps us to break the cycle of negative thinking and fosters a sense of inner peace. It encourages us to appreciate the simple joys in life, which can often be overlooked in the hustle and bustle of daily routines. There are various relaxation techniques that can complement mindfulness and help us manage stress effectively. One of the most well-known techniques is meditation. Meditation involves sitting quietly, focusing on your breath or a mantra, and allowing your thoughts to come and go without attachment. Even just a few minutes of meditation each day can significantly reduce stress and promote a sense of calm. Deep breathing is another simple yet powerful technique. When we are stressed, our breathing becomes shallow and rapid. By practicing deep breathing, we can activate our body's relaxation response. Try this. Comfortably close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs completely. Hold for a few seconds, then slowly exhale through your mouth. Repeat this several times and notice how your body and mind begin to relax. Progressive muscle relaxation is another effective method. This technique involves tensing and then slowly relaxing each muscle group in your body, starting from your toes and working your way up to your head. This practice helps to release physical tension and can be particularly beneficial at the end of a long, stressful day. Visualization is a relaxation technique that involves creating a mental image of a peaceful place or situation. Close your eyes and imagine yourself in a serene environment, such as a beach or a quiet forest. Engage all your senses in the visualization, noticing the sights, sounds, and smells. This technique can help transport you away from your stressors and bring about a sense of tranquility. Let me share some success stories of individuals who have used mindfulness to find happiness despite stress. One such person is John Kabat-Zinn, who developed the mindfulness-based stress reduction MVS program. Kabat-Zinn's work has helped countless individuals manage stress, pain, and illness through mindfulness practices. His approach emphasizes being present in the moment and accepting experiences without judgment. Many participants in the MVS program have reported significant reductions in stress and improvements in their overall quality of life. Another inspiring story is that of a corporate executive named Laura. She was dealing with the immense pressures of her high-stakes job, which led to chronic stress and burnout. Laura decided to incorporate mindfulness and meditation into her daily routine. She started with just 5 minutes of meditation each morning, gradually increasing the duration as she became more comfortable. Over time, Laura noticed a remarkable change in her stress levels and overall well-being. She felt more focused, calm, and capable of handling the demands of her job. Mindfulness allowed her to approach her work with a clear mind and a positive attitude. These stories illustrate the transformative power of mindfulness and relaxation techniques. By incorporating these practices into our daily lives, we can manage stress more effectively and cultivate a sense of inner peace and happiness as we reflect on these powerful tools. Let's now look at the journey we've taken together. We've explored the importance of understanding stress, shifting our mindset, practicing gratitude, managing our time effectively, building resilience, and maintaining physical well-being. Each of these strategies is a step towards finding happiness amid stress. Remember, the journey to happiness is not about eliminating stress, but about learning how to navigate it with grace and resilience. By integrating these practices into our lives, we can create a balanced, fulfilling life and discover the happiness that lies within us, regardless of the challenges we face. We began by understanding stress, recognizing it as an inevitable part of life that can be managed and even harnessed for our benefit. We explore the profound impact of a positive mindset and how shifting our perspective can transform our experience of stress, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. We delved into the power of gratitude, a simple yet transformative practice that shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, fostering a sense of contentment and resilience. By integrating gratitude into our daily lives, we can create a foundation of positivity that supports us through stressful times. Next, we discuss the crucial role of effective time management and organization. By setting clear goals, prioritizing tasks, and maintaining a balanced schedule, we can reduce stress and increase our productivity and overall happiness. The importance of physical well-being cannot be overstated. Regular exercise, proper nutrition, and adequate sleep are essential components of a healthy lifestyle that bolster our resilience against stress. We also examine the concept of resilience, the inner strength that enables us to bounce back from adversity. Building resilience involves cultivating a sense of purpose, maintaining a positive self-view, and developing strong social connections. These practices empower us to face life's challenges with courage and optimism. Finally, we explored mindfulness and relaxation techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, and visualization. These practices help us to stay present, manage our stress, and cultivate inner peace. Mindfulness allows us to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, fostering a sense of calm and clarity. Now, it's time to put these strategies into action. Implementing these practices in your daily life requires commitment and consistency, but the rewards are immense. Start small and build gradually. Incorporate gratitude into your morning routine. Set clear priorities for your day. Take a few minutes to meditate and ensure you get enough sleep. These small steps can lead to significant changes in your well-being. Remember, the journey to finding happiness amidst stress is ongoing. It's about continually learning and adapting, staying flexible, and being kind to yourself. Life will always present challenges, but with the right tools and mindset, you can navigate them with grace and resilience. You have the power to transform your life. Each day presents a new opportunity to practice these strategies and cultivate happiness, regardless of the stresses you face. Believe in your ability to change and grow. Embrace the challenges as they come, knowing that you have the strength and resources to overcome them. Commit to making these practices a part of your life. Remember, true happiness is not the absence of stress, but the ability to navigate it effectively and find joy in the journey. You are capable of achieving greatness and living a fulfilling, balanced life. The path to happiness is within your reach. Take the first step today. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Together, we can transform our lives, find happiness amidst stress, and achieve the success and fulfillment we all desire. Keep moving forward, stay positive, and remember that you have the power to create the life you want.